in one of the folders. I'm not crazy about that example, but it kind of might just give you a flavor for things that need to be there. It's like, hi, I'm writing because I think I deserve a raise. These are the reasons, because when I started here, I was making X, and now I'm, when I was doing A, now I'm still making X, but I'm doing A, B, and C, things along those lines, sort of to make your point as to why you should get a raise. The video is also very good. We went over that a long time ago, but it's worth looking at again. I think not even for the sake of this assignment, but just in the real world. I mean, if you're gonna, be ready if you're gonna walk into your boss's office and say, look, I need some more money, and be ready to speak to it. Some of the things to research, like I mentioned, salary levels. You can look at Indeed, Glassdoor, LinkedIn. There are other sources out there, the U.S. Department of Labor, or some kind of, they put out some kind of occupational prediction or whatever, forecasts and monies associated with those occupations and things along those lines. So it's another source to look at. So really to help you arm yourself when time comes and you're asking for more money. So that's due Friday by midnight. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You just have to, 3 paragraphs is good. Like I said in the instructions to it, you're gonna have obviously the introduction paragraph. Why are you writing? Conclusion, it's gonna be, typical conclusion. But the meat of it is gonna be right in the middle of it, obviously, where you're gonna lay down your, the basis of why should you pay more money. You can use bullets too. I mean, even just use nice clean bullets, kind of like you had in, the resume. Clean bullets, lay it out, make it very clear. Point after point. That answer? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, set up this pitch.
Mr. Laine, sir?
Yes.
How do we do the final assignment?
Yeah, you might want to go back to the instructions. There is, like I've said, maybe that's before you walked in, there is an example of a research persuasive letter. I'm not crazy. I mean, you can do it in the letter format, but email is fine because I don't think anyone's going to put a piece of paper in the mail, a stamp, and mail it to their boss.
What should we write in the email?
So,
what should we write in the email?
Yeah. So have a look at the research persuasive letter folder, and there's instructions in there, and there is an example of of a letter, but like I was saying, the letter has kind of like the content that you would expect to put in.
Could you show me, please?
Well, we did this last week. We're gonna need to go through the elevator pitch stuff afterwards.
I need to get it done now. I don't know how. I need some help.
We get ready to go through.
What's the name?
You got something worth more than $10,000.
What's your name? Duke. Duke.
Shoot, I got a block.
How do I do this?
I haven't
She
did
wouldn't
it
tell
yet.
us.
Right, just read the instructions. I haven't did it yet though. But
Sir, how many paragraphs should we write in this final?
Three.
Who should write dear?
Yeah, but we're not doing this now. This isn't the time to be doing it. So you're gonna have to take it to the library, and if you need help with the research, talk to the librarian. I'm sure someone there can help you with, if you need help with the research.
Who should write dear the email to?
To me.
Oh, dear Mr. Laine, what should I?
It says that in the instructions. So yeah, here I got to try to set this up. So what we're gonna do is peer evaluations today, so give you all something to listen to and give feedback on. So what I'm trying to do is to create like a little, it's gonna be like a multiple choice in a multiple choice test format. But really what the thing is, what I want you to do is select, did the person include a proper greeting? Did they include the elements in the greeting, right? Did they say something personal about themselves? Did they have a good closure? So really basically 3 things.
Sir, the final elevator pitch and the speech and the final drive, I have already submitted them.
Okay.
And how many paragraphs were supposed to be done?
I'm not following. If you already submitted the elevator pitch, it's done. I can close it.
I just really did that once. Just call. We were working on a road crew. So I know where it's from. He was a cut guy, the cut man on construction. And he was gonna be trained. Took a week off. And the boss told him to take a week off. And he walked into the boss office. Like, I get it, if he wants to get off, just have a day off.
All right, so there are two ways we can go about this. One, you can volunteer, or I can just call on you.
I'll go first.
There we go.
Okay, let's get it over with.
Now, what I'm trying to do is, I just opened up a quiz, or assignment quiz test that is here, that's listed as elevator pitch evaluations. There are 5 questions, and let's say, did the presenter have an adequate greeting? Check yes. If so, leave it blank if no. Did the presenter provide a story about themselves, about something they've done that makes them qualified? Check yes if so, no, leave blank if not. So the rest of the question just follows suit. So about it. So anyway, answer honestly. There's no grade for this really. It's more like one of these in-class deliverable kind of things. So what I want you to do is just pay attention. Check the boxes, and what I always try to do, but I always seem to fall short of the goal, is to pull the answers to all this and say, here, look, this is how the class saw you. They said, you did this one great, but you didn't do this one great, and all that kind of thing. So,
What lesson is it under?
so anyhow, as I do this, I gotta edit these as I go along.
What lesson is it under?
It's under the elevator pitch. It's under the portfolio, business portfolio stuff. Okay. And I'm gonna need, we got quite a crowd here. Okay, first, last name? Create some more. Best laid plans. That's way better.
How many answers should we select on the 13 questions, sir?
All that apply.
Right.